will be the name? What will be the name of the thing where you go for hand?
Na fertilizer now. They take fertilizer my hand. Fertilizer.
Fertilizer.
Yes. If I don't buy something, I reach the house. I still washing my hand again. Take for this is fertilizer, cleaner before I enter house.
Hello everyone, my name is Martin Sobu and I'm here once again to have a little conversation with you on how to be informed and at the same time responsible. Now, the coronavirus pandemic, otherwise known as COVID-19, has exposed a whole lot of inefficiencies in government all over the world. Leaders have shown high level of incompetence and lack of respect for science and knowledge. And so the question I asked is, what do we take out of COVID-19 pandemic, or what do we make out of it as a people? Now, in a country like the United States, for instance, it's not also news that Nigerians contribute largely to the growth of the country's health sector. And then the question remains, why then is it that our leaders, our political leaders, have to travel overseas for medical treatment? What does it take to set up, highly equipped hospitals back home? The amount of money a whole lot of individuals, myself inclusive, have spent overseas getting medical treatment is enough to have the best set of hospitals in Nigeria. If we've been blessed by manpower, why can't we make use of what God has given to us and convert that intelligence, that natural intelligence that God has bestowed on us as a people, to better the lots of our people? This is an opportunity for President Muhammad Buhari to make a difference and prove to the whole world that yes, those who believed in him the very first time he was elected president as a democratic leader in 2015, that they did not make mistakes. One would have expected that he would have learned from his experience spending the greater chunk of his tenure, his first tenure in the hospital in the UK. Has it occurred to him that the amount of money he spent getting medical treatment abroad would have been enough to set up at least 10 hospitals in Nigeria? If you've ever had to beg for money, if you've ever had to beg for assistance to get medical treatment overseas, then you will understand how frustrated it could be for a lot of us Nigerians to see our political leaders travel overseas, spend the sort of money they spend over there to get medical treatment, yet there are no facilities back home to take care of ordinary ailments like malaria. We have the COVID-19 pandemic, and all over the world people are running helter-skelter trying to find cure, trying to find vaccine. What have we been able to do? We have the human resources. How much support have we given to our scientists to research and, as it were, find vaccines for this dreaded disease? We are waiting for the Western nations to come up with something we can always buy. And then someone will smile to the banks, where some of the stuff could be purchased with $1,000. You have invoices for like $1 million. Who did this to us? What is the problem with our politicians? And so I've had enough of the politicians. I've had enough of these blames on the politicians. As a people, what are we doing to correct the situation? As a citizen, what role do you play during elections? Is it a case of whoever doles out the highest amount of money? Or is it a case of conscience? Researching and finding out who has got the pedigree to provide proper leadership for an effective change? As a citizen, what do you do when there's a call for action to better the lots of our people? You don't have to be a governor. You don't have to be the president. You don't even have to be a local government chairman to make an impact. Your attitude, your voice within your community is enough to effect a whole lot of changes. Because until we begin to hold our political leaders accountable, things will never change. And how can you hold them accountable if you do not know what you need to do? I've always said there's nothing wrong with criticism, but criticize from an informed point of view. If you don't listen to news, if you don't read newspapers, how do you get to know what is actually going on? Not just within your community, but globally. Because you need to know what the norms are all over the world to be able to domesticate same. The world is now a global village, and there's no way we can compete favorably with other nations without knowing what is on ground, what is on board, what needs to be done, what other economies are doing to be great. This is a call for action. Enough of the blame games. Enough of the blame games. Let's focus on ourselves as a people and see how we can flush out all the bad eggs in leadership, in positions of authority, not just in Nigeria, but all over the continent of Africa. There's got to be a positive change. We can't keep recycling all these old folks who have destroyed our economy and laundered our money and taken away all our resources to be enjoyed by the developed nations. Because all they do is they steal our money, they bank them overseas. Most times when they die, there's no way we can get these monies back. Because they don't want you to know. Everything is shrouded in secrecy. So whatever investment they have there, you and I, we do not know. We are not benefiting from any of those monies or investments. They are creating employment for citizens of other nations. And wherever Nigerians go clutching the green passports, they are harassed, they are abused, they are insulted, they are labeled 419ers, they are labeled criminals, and nobody talks about the contributions they are making to those nations to be great. And that's simply because our government is so inept. They don't appreciate who we are as a people. They don't encourage our people. There are a whole lot of young graduates roaming the street and there are no jobs. So the time is now. We must stop this blame game and focus on ourselves as a people. 2023 is almost here, and we must begin to search our conscience. We must begin to search our souls. Look around the communities and figure out who you think could make a difference. Not who will give you bags of rice. I'm out of here.